to the Jack Sparrow channel. I am, of course, your host, the real Captain Jack. And today I'm going to be talking about this unpleasant nonsense that is the beer bug and Donald Trump, our president. And what I have to think about how it's being handled by the media. And this also relates to how it's being presented by the mainstream media and by our officials and what have you, that we've been told for months, us peon stupid people have been told for months that socially distance. That was the first thing. Socially distance yourself from other people, and that'll solve everything. Okay, well, I don't like people up in my business anyway. I like to have some space, one arm's distance at least from people, because people can crowd you, get up all in your space. It's just, people, bad breath, they fart right next to you, they touch you, they crowd you at the supermarket when you're trying to check out. It ticks me off. Hate it. So, I didn't care. It didn't bother me anyway. But then they said, well, you gotta wear masks too. And then they were like, at first they're like, well, masks, it'll stop the spread because it'll protect you from getting it. And then all of a sudden, magically, it was like, oh, no, my mask protects you and your mask protects me. Okay, so now we got our president, Donald Trump, with the beer bug. And they're complaining because he didn't wear a mask. He wasn't wearing a mask all the time. So let me get this straight. They said, well, if he had only been wearing his mask. So which is it? Does your mask protect me and vice versa? Or does my mask protect me from you? Which is it? You can't have it both ways. And on top of that, you got all this nonsense of, you got Fauci admitting that, for all of our known history of known viruses and respiratory illnesses whatsoever, what have you, that asymptomatic people don't drive the infection rate. So you could have it, like they said, you could have it and not know it. All right, well, if you ain't got symptoms, you don't have a fever, you ain't fighting anything, you ain't gonna give it to anybody. That's always been the way it is, and Dr. Fauci himself has admitted as much. So you have asymptomatic people or healthy people being quarantined, told to wear masks and stay away from people, and you can't have, your family barbecue. You're supposed to have your, family get together for the first time in 10 years, your whole family, your family reunion. No, you can't do that because beer bug. And then they come out with this dumb crap from Blue Cross Blue Shield saying, well, if you gotta have your get together, make sure everybody is wearing masks and socially distanced at all times, but have a designated person there that can distribute the food or drink. Well, how are you supposed to friggin' eat that food or drink when y'all wearing masks the whole time? See what I'm saying? So then, of course, let's go back to the primary point. I got off in the weeds a bit, but let's go back to the primary point. You tell me that my mask protects you, and Donald Trump's not wearing a mask, and I said he should have been wearing a mask, he should have known better. But if his mask protects me and my mask protects him and he wasn't wearing a mask and everybody else was, doesn't that mean that it wouldn't have mattered? Doesn't it mean that, the mask doesn't help you? Or does it mean that the mask does help you and you knew, like, for example, before the beer bug came out, my little boy was sick with the flu. Took him into urgent care because it was this weekend and his doctor's office was closed. They made him wear a freaking mask. This is before the beer bug, mind you. Because he was sick and they didn't want him transmitting stuff. Yes, he was sick. That makes sense. He was sick. Well, I'm not sick. I go outside 100-degree heat, bust my you-know-what outside running around, training for football, training for soccer. I'm not sick. I couldn't do that stuff if I was sick. I had a game last night, as a matter of fact, for soccer. I survived the night. I can breathe just fine. So what does this mean? What does this mean? I don't know. It's just more of a rant about how duplicitous and crooked our media is. They look for any which way at all to fearmonger, to make this beer bug thing worse than it is. A 99.95 or 85% survivability rate for a person my age. You think I'm worried about freaking getting a beer bug? I have not, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I don't believe in jinxes. I have not, I repeat, I have not been sick with an actual cold or type flu. I've gotten strep throat a couple times from runaway sinus infections, which is a completely different thing. But I have not gotten a respiratory illness in over a decade. I am not worried at all about contracting the beer bug. Now, as for this, you can have it, not know it, poops. I don't care about that either. I really don't. Because if I don't have symptoms of anything, if I'm not peaking a fever, and I ain't freaking got no sniffles, I ain't got no, snot dripping out of my nose that isn't allergy related, which, newsflash, every freaking daggone year, at this time, I get a sinus infection. Think I'm worried? I mean, every year, in October, November, I get a sinus infection. Happened last year. I got 2 last year. It was a particularly bad seasonal allergy year for me. It's just the way it is. So anyway, that was a quick rant about how stupid I think all this stuff really is. Well, what do you think? What do you think about all this beer bug stuff? What do you think about Donald Trump? Should have been wearing a mask. It would have been better for him. What do you think? Leave me a comment down below. And like the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We could definitely use more people in my pirate crew. This is Jack Sparrow telling you, until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon. And don't be afraid to live your life.